Welcome to the ancient predator zone, where history is written in blood and survival is the only rule that matters. You might think the dinosaur world was ruled by giants, but 90% of their existence was spent running away. The truth is, even the mightiest kings started as vulnerable snacks, trembling in the shadows of a world that wanted them dead. This video takes you into the bloodiest 24 hours of life, where a future apex predator can be eaten by a turtle. Nature does not care about your potential greatness. It only cares if you are strong enough to survive the next 10 seconds. Before they even take their first breath, the odds are stacked against them, with predators lurking behind every single tree trunk. Silence is a luxury they cannot afford, as the slightest noise from inside the shell can ring a dinner bell for enemies. The moment the shell cracks is not a peaceful birth, but a desperate prison break into a hostile and unforgiving world. Wet, shivering, and completely alone, this creature must immediately understand the difference between a safe haven and a deadly trap. To us, this is a majestic prehistoric landscape, but to them, it is a battlefield where death waits in every shadow. Let us witness the first brutal chapter of life, starting with the giants who choose quantity over quality to ensure survival. The ground shakes, not from footsteps, but from the collective cracking of 1,000 eggs signaling a massive biological event. These babies are born orphans, abandoned by parents who rely on the sheer statistics of numbers rather than protective care. For the predators waiting nearby, this mass hatching is an all-you-can-eat buffet served on a silver platter of sand. Panic drives them forward as they race toward the cover of the forest, their only hope against the open killing field. Speed is their only defense, but many are too weak, too slow, or simply too unlucky to make it to safety. Hiding is a temporary solution, for the scent of fresh life permeates the air, drawing in hunters from miles away. Night brings no relief, only a different set of monsters equipped with night vision and a hunger that never sleeps. By sunrise, half of the generation has been wiped out, leaving only the fastest and the luckiest to see another day. This first meal is a victory, fueling the rapid growth that is their only ticket out of the food chain's bottom. Every day they survive, they grow larger, slowly becoming too big for the smaller predators to consider as an easy meal. The tables begin to turn ever so slightly, as size becomes a shield against the lesser threats of the prehistoric world. They instinctively learn that solitude is dangerous, forming small gangs to increase their collective eyes and ears against approaching danger. Death still lurks in the water, but their reflexes have sharpened, honed by weeks of constant evasion and near-death experiences. In just 1 month, they have doubled in size, a biological miracle driven by the desperate need to become unassailable giants. They gaze at the distant adults, knowing that joining the main herd is the ultimate goal of their perilous journey. Now, we leave the victims and enter the domain of the kings, where the strategy for survival is completely different. Unlike the sauropods, the Tyrannosaurus invests heavily in protection, guarding her clutch with a fury that shakes the earth. When these chicks emerge, they are not just born, they are unleashed, carrying the genetic blueprint of the ultimate killer. The most terrifying jaws in history are also capable of extreme tenderness, providing the first meal so her young don't starve. But make no mistake, this is not a happy family. The siblings are rivals, fighting for every calorie to fuel their growth. In this nest, weakness is a death sentence, and the mother will not intervene to save a child that cannot compete. She watches without emotion, knowing that investing energy in a weak offspring could jeopardize the survival of the strong ones. She becomes their first teacher, showing them how to move silently despite their growing size, and how to spot potential prey. She holds back her own lethal power, forcing her young to practice their hunting instincts on smaller, manageable targets. Failure is a harsh lesson, but success is sweet, reinforcing the killer instinct that will one day dominate the continent. The runt of the litter falls behind, its energy spent, and the family moves on without a single backward glance. Nature recycles everything, and the life of a fallen prince becomes fuel for another predator's survival in this brutal cycle. There is no mourning in the prehistoric world, only the relentless march forward to ensure the legacy of the strong. Those who survive carry the scars of their childhood, early lessons written on their skin that prove their right to exist. Their roar is not yet a terrifying thunder, but it is a promise to the world that a new king is rising. They feast together, bonding over blood and bone, cementing the family unit until the day they must hunt alone. Deep in the tangled undergrowth, a different kind of education is taking place, one that values intelligence and speed above all. For the raptors, play is actually rehearsal for murder, honing the agility and coordination they will need to hunt in packs. Precision is key. They start with insects, learning to calculate trajectory and timing before they ever attempt to take down dinosaurs. A successful catch is not just a meal, it is proof of the cognitive skills that make them the smartest killers around. Communication is their secret weapon. They learn a complex language of clicks and hisses to coordinate attacks and warn of danger. Stealth is drilled into them from birth. To make a sound is to lose the element of surprise, or worse, become prey. They practice flanking maneuvers on smaller animals, learning the geometry of the hunt that will later bring down massive herbivores. Cooperation is what separates them from the solitary giants. They learn that the pack is stronger than the individual. Discipline is harsh. Knowing your place in the hierarchy is essential for the smooth operation of their deadly social unit. Submission ensures order. There is no room for ego when the survival of the entire family depends on absolute unity. At night, the cold killers become a warm pile of feathers, relying on each other's body heat to survive the temperature drop. Their training is put to the test when they encounter a rival predator, a clash of different survival philosophies. They choose their battles wisely, using harassment tactics to drive away the intruder without risking injury to their own pack. Power is useless if you cannot catch your target. The raptors vanish into the ferns, leaving the giant frustrated. Their weapons are now fully formed. The sickle claw is ready to tear through flesh, marking their graduation from students to assassins. They look out at the horizon, no longer hiding in the bushes, but ready to claim their place as apex hunters. As the sun climbs high, we see the results of these brutal upbringings. The weak are gone, only the masters remain. Out of thousands of eggs laid in the sand and soil, only a handful of individuals ever make it to adulthood. The sauropod that survived the beach massacre is now a walking fortress, immune to almost all attacks simply due to size. The scars on its legs are not signs of weakness, but medals of honor, proving it survived the gauntlet of youth. The T-Rex has become the nightmare of the forest, a solitary king who earned his crown through blood and ruthless competition. The raptors have perfected their deadly dance, proving that intelligence and teamwork can topple even the strongest of opponents. This ecosystem is a delicate balance, maintained not by peace, but by the constant violent pressure of predator against prey. And as the sun sets on these survivors, a new generation is being laid in the dirt, ready to restart the cycle. Inside those shells, new hearts are beating, unaware of the terrors that await them the moment they break their calcium walls. Dinosaurs were not born kings, they were forged in the fires of adversity, sculpted by a world that wanted them dead. Their story is a testament to the resilience of life, a reminder that nature is both a cruel mother and a master teacher. From the first crack of the egg to the final roar of dominance, the journey of a dinosaur is the ultimate survival story. We hope this glimpse into the past has changed the way you see these ancient beasts, not as monsters, but as survivors. Today only their bones remain, silent witnesses to a time when the earth shook under the feet of true giants. But look closely at the birds in your garden, and you will see the shadows of the raptors hunting in the trees. If you enjoyed this journey through time, make sure to like this video and share it with fellow prehistoric enthusiasts. Thank you for watching Ancient Predator Zone. Subscribe now to uncover more prehistoric secrets hidden beneath the sands of time.